Hello, pet lovers. It's time for Marsie's Menagerie on 1480 WDJO. For the next hour, your host, pet care expert Marsie Newbold, and her trusty basset hound, Nosy, will share the latest information to help give your furry, feathery, and fitty friends the happiest and healthiest lives possible. You're invited to call in and ask questions of Marsie's guests. The number to call is 513-749-1480. Now, here's Marsie.
Hello, pet lovers. Welcome back to Marsie's Menagerie on 1480 WDJO. The weather outside is frightful. I mean, brr. Listen, if you have pets that are outdoors, please bring them in now if you haven't already. It is just too cold. If it's too cold for you, it's too cold for them. We have a really exciting show today. I'm very excited about it. We have City of Cincinnati City Council member and cat owner Chris Seelbach on hand, and he has brought Heidi Rose Ellis, who is the, and I keep pronouncing her name, it's Heidi Rosales. I just keep wanting to pronounce it. Remember when Nick Clooney was on Channel 12 and he was the anchor man? And any time that he would talk about, or he would have to mention someplace like Nicaragua or Chile, and I always thought that was really cool because he'd sort of break out this accent. Well, I'm breaking out mine. It's Heidi Rosales. Is here, and she is an assistant city prosecutor for the city of Cincinnati. What we're going to be talking about today are the legalities of owning a pet in the city of Cincinnati, and we're going to find out what sort of legislation has taken place and what might be on the books. And we also have Mike Retzlaff, who is from the SPCA Cincinnati, and he's here to discuss the 24th annual Mount Adams Rain Dog Parade. It's going to be this next Saturday on December the 14th, and it is the pet event of the season, of not just the season, of the year. It is just the bomb. So if you have any questions, if you'd like to call in and speak to Chris or Heidi to ask them any questions, please call the studio at 513-749-1480. Again, that's 513-749-1480. Or you could Facebook me on Marsie Newbold, Marsie Hall, Hall, Newbold, Newbold, and ask us a question there. Chris is welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here, Heidi. It's good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Now, Chris, how many cats do you and your partner have?
We have 3 cats, and let me just say thanks for having me. I'm glad to be on a radio station where I'm not talking about the streetcar or parking.
I want to ask you.
Are you sure?
Sure. I want to know all about the streetcar. I mean, how safe is it? You know, are animals going to? Is it going to? Would it stop automatically if an animal would be on the tracks?
Yes, but I don't know that we have to worry about that. The streetcar is kind of, going nowhere at this point.
Come on, tell us what you really think.
Right.
No, really.
No, we're here to talk about animals.
We've got a whole hour, so Heidi, what about you? I understand that you have two dogs, a cat, a husband, and a baby.
That's correct.
And what are your dogs and cats' names?
Our German Shepherd mix, her name is Frida.
And how old is she?
She is 7.5. And we have a yellow lab mix, her name is Patty, Paddy.
Oh, Patty. So she's Irish.
Yes.
She came from all the way from Ireland?
No, she came from Circletail.
Oh.
And we have a Siamese cat. His name is Augustus. We call him Don Augusto.
Don Augusto.
Yes. And
now how old's your baby?
he will be 3 January 14th.
Oh, well, now that's not a baby. Isn't that considered a toddler?
Yes, and he's definitely in the toddler phase of life right now.
You know, I've always wondered about that. What is the cutoff? When does a baby? Okay, when does a baby or an infant become a baby, and a baby become a toddler, and a toddler become a holy terror?
I I don't know. That can be dependent on the child. Mine's right now closest to the Holy Terror stage. So.
Now, what about you, Chris? What are your cats' names?
So we have 3 cats. We actually had 5, and 2 have passed away in the last couple of years. The ones left are Ruthie, Raya, and Jazz.
Really? Now, what kind of cats are they?
They're all, so we have 2 of them are black, and one of them is kind of a white, brown, fluffy, long hair cat.
Now, I was on Facebook the other night, and I noticed that you put up your a photo of your Christmas tree. What is that like with having a whole what would you call a pride of cats?
They definitely don't behave like a pride. They're so they actually segregate themselves by floors. So they don't let 2 of them live on one floor and the other lives on the other because they don't let each other roam in between. But they love the Christmas tree. Raya, our one black cat, sleeps below it, underneath of it most of the night, probably because the lights are warm. So.
Now your partner is a. Now wait a minute, he's here. Come here, and say hello to everybody.
Hello.
And tell everybody what your name is.
This is Craig.
And now, Craig, tell everybody what you do for a living.
Well, as of the snow falling, nothing.
No. I am very, very impressed because you work you're a landscape artist and you also do design with plants.
I do, and then I also started working for an organization called One Small Garden, and we're teaching people how to do sustainable gardening even in the city here.
Really? So how can people find out about that?
You can go to onesmallgarden.com.
I wanted to ask you about that because I know that this past summer you had a workshop. Was that with One Small Garden where you were teaching people how to make really cool window boxes?
It is. We developed the type of systems that people need, and what we do is we sell those, and they're made to be toolless, so you can buy all the parts, and they kind of go together like an IKEA type system. You don't need any tools, and then we teach you how to get it prepped and ready and seeded and when to seed it, and people start growing their veggies all summer, and we're even doing 4 seasons now, so you can do it during the winter.
That's why I was so interested in your decorations at your condo for the holidays, because that tree looked so fabulous. I thought if I were a cat, I'd love to climb it. I would be climbing it up to the top and causing all sorts of problems.
But we have a rooftop, and so you wouldn't think that you could have a place where if you live in the city or urban core that you could actually grow your own food. But these boxes and products that they create allow anyone to do it. You could do it on a fire escape, so that you could actually grow the food that comes straight from your fire escape or your rooftop onto your plate.
See, I am fascinated with that because I'm a front porch farmer. I have what I call the scratch and sniff garden, and I grow every kind of herb that is known to man, and usually, of course, I kill them by the time the 1st of August rolls around, but I am really successful in the spring and in the early part of the summer.
Here's the ever popular Bob the Producer with his segment.
Thank you. And greetings, fellow heavy petters. Today, it'll be
Bob the Producer.
Closer attention.
Used to be on EBN for years
Because
and
today,
years.
Marsie and her whole menagerie will be breaking the law books out. The law as it applies to pets here in the Natty. They'll be doing mind meld with a couple of legal beagles. But last week, I aired some of my pet peeves, so now turnabout is fair play. We're airing out my pets' peeves. Most of them don't have the power of speech, but they do have power of attorney. Speak. What are you trying to tell me here?
Like, I'm going to
What's that?
ask
You
you
want to
for
sue
some
Bob's
cold
asshole?
weather pet tips.
I say, bring
I added it where he said a
weeks ago, I
certain
did my
words
jury
you guys
duty,
will
and I
hear
did
a
that.
censorably.
Like, when you're out walking your dog and a stranger approaches and asks,
Thought
may I
I'd
pet
say
your
that.
dog? The implication is, will the big bite? I learned the same goes for the
Can't say
alpha
that.
dog in the court. Legal beagles will ask the judge, may I approach?
First
Again,
time anybody's
the
ever been beat
implication
on
is
Marsie's Menagerie.
They're not speaking to me
He
or
did it
for
3
me.
times.
Right now,
It
but
rhymes
the
with
legal
which.
counsel claims they're getting the short end of the stick. Just because I claim them as dependents on my tax returns or the treaties. All but one. My lactating raccoon, Rachel, I list as a provider. She's lactating. Also include, I'm not a good provider because I don't bring home the bacon, flavored treats. Invisible fence is cruel and unusual, and an accident waiting to happen. And of course, their final pitch. All the leg humping entrapment. He's asking
You
for
let
it.
the
Look at the
word
way
get through
he's
there.
dressed.
He said
Silk
it really
pants.
small, I didn't hear it.
I know they want to rub my nose in it. They want to swat me with a rolled up newspaper, but not the Enquirer. You know, it's too thin, just like their case.
10 seconds.
I've been to the big house. They're trying to send me to the big dog house. I say, not in my house, dog.
Oh, Bob, I'm not surprised that you're the first person. Well, you have the honor of being the first person to have been beeped. And not once, not twice, but 3 times. That's the magic number here on Marsie's Menagerie on 1480 WDJO, where we beep you whether you need it or not.
Pet ownership is actually pretty simple. Really, it's basically loving your animal, giving them shelter, keeping them from harm. You're feeding them, you're getting them proper veterinary care.
Making a lifetime commitment.
It's definitely a lifetime commitment. We say when we adopt out the animal, whether a dog or a cat or a bunny, it's a forever home they're going to. Forever is their entire life.
And do you have a wish list? Is there anything in particular besides money that the SPCA needs?
Yes, definitely. You can actually go to our website, spcacincinnati.org, and we do have a wish list on that. And it's actually people really, especially during the Christmas, the holiday season, they really come forward with all those items. It's great. I mean, we just had a Girl Scout troop in last week for humane education tour of the facility. They dropped off food to bleach to whatever is on our wish list. It's just amazing. We've had kids that in lieu of birthday presents will say, go get the items off that wish list and give them to the SPCA in my name. So there's a lot of generous people out there.
There are, and next week, my in-studio guest, well, we're going to be talking about the Rain Dog Parade next week, next Saturday, for the Mount Adams Rain Dog Parade. I'm going to be there along with the WDJO jocks, and I'm going to be asking questions and interviewing people in the crowd about their pets, about their costumes, and a little bit about their holiday stories. But I'm also going, and we're going to be running that on the show, but I'm going to have an in-studio guest, and his name's Parker Willman, and he's a 2nd grader with the heart of gold. He's going to be here to talk about Parker's Pet Project. He started a personal outreach project to collect toys and other items for the animals that are served by the Kenton County Animal Shelter out by where he lives, and he has collected thousands of items and has a wildly popular Facebook page. And I can't tell you, I've had more than a dozen people contact me and say, you want to have this kid on the show. So Nosy has decided that she's going to give him her first Pet Citizenship Award. So we're going to give that to Parker Willman. So if your best friend is furry, feathery, or finny, join in the fun by tuning in to what I believe should be everybody's favorite pet-centric program, Marsie's Menagerie, here on 1480 WDJO, this Sunday and every Sunday from 10 until 11. Have fun, but remember, no nipping.
We're clear.
Yay!